DWIZ News Scoop. Bahagi pa rin ng inaabangan tuwing hapon sa DWIZ News Hapon Highlights. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. DWIZ Flash Report.
Samantala po tayo ng Flash Report mula kay Patrol 13 Gilbert Perdez.
Yes, maraming salamat. Naglabas ng listahan ng Malacanang ng mga pangalan ng mga kalihim na mananatili at o aalis sa kanilang pwesto. Ayon kay Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, accepted ang courtesy resignation ng mga sumusunod na presidential advisors kabilang si Chairperson at CEO Minardo Sabili, Presidential Advisor for the Urban Poor o yung PICOP, Presidential Assistant for the Visayas Terence Calatrava, at Presidential Assistant on Muslim Affairs Almarin Tila. Samantala terminated naman ang appointment itong si Minardo Espineli na siyang Presidential Advisor for Special Concerns. Samantala ayon kay Bersamin, appointed naman sa pwesto itong si Attorney Francis Edralin Lim bilang hepe o chairperson ng Securities and Exchange Commission o SEC. Samantala ayon kay Bersamin, mariretain naman o mananatili sa pwesto ang mga sumusunod na mga kalihim ng kanyang gabinete kabilang sina DA Secretary Kiko Laurel, DAR Secretary Conrado Estrella III, DOLE Secretary Ben Loguesma, DepEd Secretary Sani Angara, DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian, DOH Secretary Ted Herbosa, TESDA Chief Kiko Benitez, DMW Secretary Hans Leo, DOST Secretary Renato Solidum Jr., DOT Secretary Cristina Frasco, DICT Secretary Henry Aguda, DOTR Secretary Vince Dizon, DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile, PMS Secretary Elaine Masukat, MMDA Chairman Romando Artes, Minda Chief Leo Magno, gayon din si Secretary Antonia Sariles na siyang advisor naman for Mindanao Concerns. Samantala gayon din mananatili sa pwesto si BIR Commissioner Romeo Lumag Jr. Gayon din si BOC Commissioner Bienvenido Rubio at gayon din si National Treasurer Sharon Almanza. Samantala sa ngayon ayon kay Bersamin, decline muna ngayon ang courtesy resignation itong si DFA Secretary Enrique Manalo. Tiniyak naman ni Bersamin na tuloy-tuloy ang performance review sa iba pang mga cabinet secretaries at na hindi pa raw na-accept yung kanilang mga resignation. Ninilaw din ni Bersamin na sumalang sa masusing review ang mga na-retain na kalihim sangayon na rin sa landas na naistahakin ng Administrasyong Marcos. Patrol 13, Gilbert Perdes para sa himpilang may todang las sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Kapag may bagong balita, naka-on air, agad-agad, DWIZ Patrol Report.
Manatiling nakatutok sa DWIZ 882 at Aliw Channel 23 para sa iba pang mga balita.
This is the news and information station of Aliw Broadcasting Corporation. Reaching and engaging every Filipino on air, online, and on ground. Ito ang bagong DWIZ 882. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. Proud member of ALC Group of Companies.
Ang lahat ng opinyon, pagtingin, pananaw o kuro-kuro ng mga bisita at panauhin o mga anchors o host sa programang ito ay sarili at tanging opinyon at pananaw ng mga nabanggit at hindi opinyon o pananaw ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation, mga producers o mga namamahala ng Aliw Broadcasting o anumang organisasyon na affiliated sa network at kailanman ay hindi iniendorso ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation ang mga nabanggit na opinyon at pananaw sa programa.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Moving forward kami sa Sulong na Bayan. Ang inyong paboritong public service program ay susulong na naman. maririnig kami sa bagong time slot na alas 5 hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Sa prime time slot na ito, higit na maraming listeners at viewers ang aabuti ng aming iba't ibang segments tulad ng Gospel Verse a Day, balita sa special sectors tulad ng OFW, senior citizens, Chinoy community at iba pang makabuluhang sektor. Makakasama ang veteran journalist na si Loli Acosta. Mabuhay! Sulong na Bayan!
Pagpalang hapon po sa ating mga tagapakinig. Welcome po sa ating programang Sulong na Bayan. At syempre, tayo po ay gustong makapaglingkod at makapagbahagi ng iba't ibang kaalaman. So ang ating segment, Entrepreneurs and Envoys at yung mga diplomats, we will find out in a while kung paano nga po ba maging diplomat na ikaw ay magsisilbi o maglilingkod sa ibang bansa. Now, we're so blessed, nakarating siya from Davao, straight from Davao, at napakarami ng kanyang tungkulin, and we'll find out from him dahil naging guest na po natin siya, suki na ng ating programang Sulong na Bayan, but this time, he will educate us the how-tos. Kung kayo po ay mga interesado, yung ating mga new graduates na ngayong May or June ay magsisitapos ng kanilang pag-aaral, then meron po kayong option kung anong gusto nyong gawin or siguro mag-aral pa ng kaunti para maging ambassador or chargé d'affaires or foreign officer, foreign service officer. But we'll find out from him. So let's welcome to our program, Sulong na Bayan, ating suki, no less than the Honorary Consul of Finland to Mindanao, no less than the Honorable Antonio S. Peralta. We call him Antonio, we call him Tony. Consul Tony. Welcome again to our program. Hello.
Hello to your listeners, Lolly.
Yes.
Thank you and good afternoon for having me here again. And it's always been a pleasure to talk about the kind of opportunities that are out there, especially for the younger ones that are graduating from their classes or in the course of their career pursuits. We can also talk about it if there's any interest at all in the foreign service.
I'm sure when I was young, I have to tell you this for everybody. When I was like after college, I wanted to be an ambassador. Every time there's like a guest from the Foreign Diplomatic Corps that will be our guest speaker, I'm so amazed. Pagdating yan, Sir Tony, naka-stretch limousine. Kasi bababa from her car or his car. Sabi ko, one day I want to be ambassador. That was the start of my interest. But little did I know, hindi pala ako mag-ambassador, journalist pala. It's this practically may similarities because I wanted to travel, I wanted to go see places and report and say the narratives, what I find in every country. The same thing pa rin pala sa pagiging ambassador. You have to know everything. But syempre, educate us. Ano nga po ba? What's the meaning of, well, the Diplomatic Corps is a collective body of foreign diplomats accredited to a particular country or body. So what does that mean, Diplomatic Corps?
The Diplomatic Corps really represents a group of people representing countries, whether you're an honorary consul or you are a full-time consul general. As in our case in Davao, we have 4 consulate general offices there, Japan. You also have China, Indonesia, and Malaysia.
Okay.
And that's how you gauge the development of a particular place, given the number of foreign diplomats that are stationed there.
So ano po, what are the functions of the Diplomatic Corps?
Well, the functions of the Diplomatic Corps is to really promote better relationships between the host country, as in this case it's the Philippines, and the countries that have sent representatives here. Again, as I said, you have full-time consulate general offices here. And at the same time, you also have those honorary consulates which are really set up by the embassy in Manila, for them to have a better reach to the provinces or to certain regions. They appoint people that are recommended to them by various sectors, the business sector, the academe, CSO organizations. So all of them have a particular role in selecting the kind of consuls that are out there. A consul must really be knowledgeable about their place of assignment, like in this case, Mindanao.
Mindanao.
And it's not only just Davao City, but Mindanao in general. At the same time, there's also a good working knowledge of the kind of policy advocacies that the countries abroad would promote in the Philippines. In the case of Europe, it's the circular economy, education, as well as, I would say, even internet-based type of businesses. No? So it's veering towards that. It's more of the knowledge type of businesses that are really being pursued.
Yeah, having said that, you guys, the Diplomatic Corps, play a vital role in the international diplomacy and negotiation.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What's the role actually of diplomats?
The main role of conducting such negotiations are always with the embassies in Metro Manila, since Metro Manila is the capital.
Right, seat of
And
power.
the seat of power, that's where it all starts. You only get involved if the ambassador sees that you are needed and your advice is sought for, that you are called to give your opinions about certain issues that may need some further clarifications and
Clarity.
in the process of, let's say, resolving certain issues or coming to terms with an agreement, So a lot of that is happening now. As you can see, we have
Negotiations is like,
yes,
wow. You have to have
especially
that stamina.
with the recent place abroad. It's really a different global situation that we're seeing right now. No?
It's not like if you say it's different global situation right now. Is it like harder this time than it used to be?
Well, yes, it is indeed a difficult situation because we are all used to our markets have always been linked to one another. Our activities are always intertwined as part of the globalization efforts that have happened over the last several decades. And now there is the process of decoupling such relationships, and because of the kind of tariff scenarios that we're seeing that's coming out from Western countries. No?
Decoupling. May I ask you what, in layman's term, what is it? What does that mean?
Paghihiwalay.
Ayan. Ayaw natin yan, but it happens. Kasi who would have thought that Mr. Trump will, all this tariff that he's implementing?
There are reasons for him to have decided on that course, but also there's also reasons also for the countries to respond in kind, or maybe reach an agreement with him if they see that it would be beneficial to their country as well, to resolve such differences.
So if you have like an ability to say the right thing, like when two friends are fighting, kasi nga sabi mo there's negotiation, making both of them happy, how does that go?
You always go back to the points where you even became friends in the first instance.
To begin with.
Build on that. That's a common strategy even among our friends.
Tinuturo ba yan? Is that being taught to you when you were like studying foreign service course?
For the record, I never had any studies with the foreign service. Much of what I'd learned was my being
experience
and also working with governments overseas. No? I used to work for the Northern Territory government of Australia for 3 years.
Wow, that's an experience.
It was. Actually, that was the first, I would say, diplomatic post that I have had. I represented
What
the
was it
Northern...
like? Can you tell us narratives?
the first...
You said that's Australia.
It was very challenging because at the time, Australia wasn't even part of ASEAN, or is not yet part of ASEAN. But
Just now.
they were very active in the formation of sub-regional groupings. We have one in Mindanao with its neighbors called Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippine, East ASEAN Growth Area. BIMP IAGA.
Okay.
They were there because when that growth area was established, they contributed to international trade between the ports of General Santos, Darwin, and even Indonesia. They had cattle boats coming, in the 90s. You had a lot of, 3 or 4 cattle boats a week. These cattle boats brought cattle here for fattening.
Okay.
They were fattened in General Santos, slaughtered, and sent to the markets in Manila. So, if you really are looking for imported steak at that time, just go to Gensa.
Big Wagyus.
Yeah, so,
Yummy.
the interesting thing about this is that you get to see a lot of the going-ons with what you read in the papers and with what the actual how the actual action is coming about. If you're a student of history, there would be really a lot of interest to pursue that line of career. But for me, I never expected that.
Yeah, you didn't foresee that you will be assigned there in Northern Australia?
I never did. No, I never did. Largely because I guess that was the time when we were doing BIMP IAGA, we were doing the integration of Mindanao's economy, with the formation of the Mindanao Economic Development Council then. And we had a very dynamic leadership with Mr.
FBR.
Paul Dominguez, who reported directly to FBR, who was our boss.
FBR no less. The art of being tactful, I think he has perfected that kind of...
Oh, yes. We learned a lot from him.
We learned
a lot from
the
him.
big guy, the FBR.
Yes.
Kasi if you're diplomatic, of course, you have to be tactful. You can be diplomatic in your personal life if you're polite, if you're easy to get along with, and able to deliver the bad news. Ito po yung napaka-challenging yan. The bad news in a kind way. How does that go? Bad news ito,
Without
but in
getting
a
shot?
kind way, without getting, right?
Don't shoot me at the messenger, right?
Don't shoot the messenger. How's that? How's that like?
Well, for one, there are many ways of really going out about it. It depends on the person that's taking the message, and it would really require a lot of skill and tact to go about it without getting misunderstood,
Right.
and at the same time getting the right kind of response.
Okay.
No, that
Reaction.
this is something else that some people really need to go in. You don't come in with a very strong-handed effort. I've always believed that you cannot wage discussion or win that, because the first place is always to listen.
Listen, that's a very big part.
That's a very integral part in negotiations.
I agree.
Always take the position of somebody who listens.
Okay. Is that like saying, tantamount to saying, okay, you listen, you will obey it?
Not really.
You'll have
Everybody is entitled to their own opinions, and you have the right to express such opinions, but in a way where it's not seen as being hostile, but being firm about what you believe in.
what you stand on.
Yeah.
Most of the time, there are compromises, so-called compromises. So,
Well, the compromises must always be done with reason. You have to play a careful balancing act. It's never having to sell your own principles.
principle. Yeah, you have to stand
But
on it.
learning how to defend and stand for it at the right time, in the right place.
So who protects diplomats like you? Kasi napaka-sensitive din ng mga positions niyo.
Well, that depends. No? I mean, there's always, of course, the law enforcement agencies here that provide security for you if you need one. People ask me, like, for
Safe.
instance, sa Mindanao, because I come from
Because you
Mindanao.
come from Mindanao. That's
Have I
yeah, you
received
beat me on that.
any-
That's what I was about
any
to
threat?
ask.
No, there's none. In fact, on the contrary, it depends on how you relate yourself to the communities,
Okay.
how you are seen, and
How you're
that's
perceived.
very, very important that there is that respect. There's that important of being seen as a friend.
As a friend and as the diplomat,
Yes, and as
the
somebody
leader.
else that can sit down and listen. Most of the time, arguments happen because there's nobody that's listening.
Right. Everybody's talking. Everybody has to say something. Everybody
Yeah.
has like
Yeah.
being in the know. So, what's the highest diplomat position?
Oh, that of an ambassador. If you're looking at the structure of in a particular country, governments assign their ambassadors. Of course, here, if you're looking at the highest position, that's the Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
Or in other countries, the Ministry of Foreign
Minister.
Affairs.
So, is it what's the difference? Tell us of being an ambassador and a diplomat. Is there any difference?
Yes, well, a diplomat can be a consul, can be the charge
Or
d'affaires.
JD affairs.
It can also be, of course,
Congen.
it's the ambassador, the consul general. That is the term that's commonly used. They are all classified as diplomats. Even honorary consuls are classified as diplomats. In the case of ambassadors, that is like
Is plenipotent.
you are seen as the representative of the country where you're coming from.
Or the alter ego, maybe.
Yes, the alter
president.
ego of the president.
So,
So it's a
taas.
very sensitive position. That's why you have the commission on appointments that
CA.
vet the
Yeah.
appointments of these
You're
ambassadors.
scrutinized and rigid.
And of course, what's very important
It's
is
not
the qualifications that go with it, you know?
Ayan, talk about qualifications. What are the qualifications that you can like?
The kind of definitely you have to be a college grad. If you had any masteral experience or doctorate experience, that would certainly help. At the same time, you have to be a career service professional. You must have taken at least your exams to qualify you for the post. The civil service provides that every year. And it's a continuing process. It's not like a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
You need to really update
It's
yourself
process.
as you go through. So that's exactly what's out there. Also, the important thing here is having a good understanding, not just educational qualifications, but more of understanding the kind of situations that are out there in your country and in the region and in the world. You need to know more about the impact of how these developments translate to situations that will come out and affect the country you're in. No?
And we talk about how secure can you be. Is there like, are diplomats immune to crime?
Well, honorary diplomats, we are subject to the law.
Okay, covered by
There is no diplomatic
immunity. Okay.
But for those that are consul generals, for instance, that are really part of the embassy structure, the formal embassy structure, yeah, they do. They do have, they enjoy a diplomatic immunity because, as in the case of honorary consulates, you are invited
Okay.
to represent the country. But there are, of course, limitations to that.
Okay, may parameters.
Previously, we don't even give visas.
Okay.
We don't.
Can
Previously,
secure visas from you.
no, there's no
Has to
visa.
be
But
consul gen.
in our case, we normally refer them to Manila.
Okay.
And there's a third party, VFS, that does the visa processing and all of this. So for students that really want to get into it, especially for those engaged in international studies, the best career path would, of course, be joining the government, no? And other students, I am also aware, have joined foreign chambers.
Yes, FCCs.
Oh,
Foreign
and
chambers.
then they've also joined other international organizations to get that kind of experience of working in an international environment.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You were saying diplomatic immunity is not being enjoyed by everybody.
No, it's not.
Okay. So what are the diplomats exempt from?
Well,
Meron ba?
I would say exempt in the sense that we as diplomats never engage in any political discussion.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
Because we are seen as guests here in this country. Even me as a local, because I represent Finland, I never express any political views. That's really something else that we are all careful about, especially in the midst of an election season. Even if my own personal views were sought, I have chosen not to give such opinions because, again, as I see myself, I'm not only just representing the Embassy of Finland, but also the European Chamber of Commerce and also the Japanese Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber in Australia.
So I cannot just
Okay.
make statements to that effect.
Sure, I understand. Okay, when we come back, we have to return, but we have to pause for a quick break. We'll ask the good Honorary Consul of Finland, what is the aim of best diplomats? He'll answer that when we return.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882. Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakda na oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, tumawag lamang sa hotline number 02-8404-0171 o bisitahin ang www.casinofilipino.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa PAGCOR. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam na matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking oras at salapi para sa sugal sa buhay? May mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at impormasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
Maglaro sa Bingo Plus app para tuloy-tuloy ang premyo at saya. At malay mo mapanalunan mo pang jackpot prize sa first online live stream bingo sa Pinas. Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Visit pagcor.ph/regulatory or email keepitfun@pagcor.ph. Game responsibly. Keep it fun. Maglaro sa Bingo Plus app para tuloy-tuloy ang premyo at saya. At malay mo mapanalunan mo pang jackpot prize sa first online live stream bingo sa Pinas. Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Visit pagcor.ph/regulatory or email keepitfun@pagcor.ph. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
Download Bingo Plus app now on Google Play and Apple App Store for a chance to win up to 312 million pesos jackpot prize. Visit bingoplus.com to learn more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Gaming is for 21 years old and above only. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
Papalakas ng papalakas, palinaw ng palinaw, mga balita at impormasyong naiintindihan dahil malinaw mong nalaman. Tutok lang sa DWIZ mula umaga hanggang gabi. Updated on air and online. DWIZ, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Ang balitang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Latest, pinakabago at tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Narito na po mga tamang balita sa oras na ito. Pagpapatibay ng ilang panukalang batas bago matapos ang 19th Congress, ipinanawagan ng lider ng Kamara. Alamin ang detalye mula kay Patrol 30, Jelly Mendez.
Umapila si House Speaker Martin Romualdez sa mga kasamahan sa Kamara na ipasa ang landmark digital at technological legislation. Sa kanyang talumpati sa pagbabalik sa sesyon ng Kamara, ibinida ni Speaker Romualdez ang mga nagawa ng Kamara ngayong 19th Congress. Nanawagan ng lider ng ng malaking kapulungan na pagtibayin ang ilang panukala na kailangan sa makabagong panahon. Kabilang na dito ang panukalang Open Access in Data Transmission Act para sa mas mabilis at mapagkakatiwalaang internet sa bawat barangay. Gayun din ang panukalang E-Governance Act para sa integrated at digitize ng mga serbisyo ng gobyerno upang mapuksa ang red tape, maging ang kauna-unahang komprehensibong batas hinggil sa artificial intelligence o AI upang makasabay sa inobasyon ang bansa habang pinoprotektahan ang ethics, privacy at human dignity. Ito si Patrol 30. Jelly Mendez nag-uulat para sa impilang may todong lakas sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Mga pagbabago sa NAIA Terminal 3, pinuri ni PBBM. Alamin ang detalye mula kay Patrol 13, Gilbert Perdez.
Personal na ininspeksyon ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ang mga bagong pasilidad ng Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3 sa ilalim ng new NAIA Infrastructure Corporation o NNIC. Kontento raw si Pangulong Marcos sa nakitang maraming pagbabago sa NAIA Terminal 3. Sa isang pahayag matapos ang ginawang pag-inspeksyon, sinabi ng Pangulo na personal niyang pinuntahan ng NAIA Terminal 3 para makita mismo ng kanyang sariling mga mata ang mga sinasabit na naririnig niyang mga improvements dito. Ayon sa Pangulo, batay sa kanyang nasaksihan, masasabi niyang marami namang nakitang pagbabago sa mga pasilidad, hindi lamang para sa mga OFW, kundi maging sa lahat ng mga bisita, dayuhan man o lokal na turista. Patrol 13, Gilbert Perdes para sa impilang may todong las. DWIZ, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
At iyan ang mga tamang balita sa mga oras na ito. Mag-follow at subscribe sa lahat ng DWIZ News digital channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, DWIZ News app at DWIZ News website. Ako po si Gia Rafael, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Oras-oras nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Ang balitang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Ang oras natin ngayon, 5:33 ng hapon.
Oras, hatid sa inyo ng Pagcor.
That time check was brought to you by Bingo Plus. Download Bingo Plus app now on Google Play and Apple App Store for a chance to win up to 312 million pesos jackpot prize. Visit bingoplus.com to learn more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya, plus sa panalo. Gaming is for 21 years old and above only. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
Oras, hatid sa inyo ng Pagcor. Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Alright, nagbabalik po muli ang ating programang Sulong na Bayan. Pasulong na pasulong po tayo. Why? Because we're now learning mga bagong matatawag natin. Our guest of honor right here is educating us in as far as diplomatic corps is concerned. If you're interested to really become an ambassador someday, then tune in. Don't change your dial. Before we pause for a break, I was asking the good Consul, Honorary Consul Antonio Peralta, what is the aim of best diplomats? Is there like nakasentro ba kayo?
Well, the aim of most diplomats is to do a good job of their present assignments.
Okay.
And we are all judged by the performance we give. No?
Okay.
So, insofar as what I've seen, there's no such thing as a small accomplishment.
Menial job.
All of this can result to something bigger.
Okay.
So I've learned how to really never take anything for granted.
It's
as I
like
said,
you're always on your toes.
Yes, because of the situation in this world. It's very fluid at this time.
Fluid.
So we just have to be much more be prepared.
Okay. Or it's not just about resolving conflicts
Yeah, it's not just about that.
or
So
building bridges.
yes, but building bridges and at the same time achieving kind of peace during our times. There's very good relations between the countries concerned,
Okay.
and at the same time promote a more I would say, win-win situation for both countries. They can really base and grow their friendships on.
Like understanding, promoting understanding, or shaping a united future. Because you think right now, we will not go into the nitty-gritty, but the world is in turmoil. Is that an accurate description?
It is.
It is?
Sad to say,
Wow.
it is, because an honest assessment of that, it's not a secret. It's all over the papers, from CNN to BBC to the different newspapers out in Europe or around the world, in Asia as well. We are all affected by that because, again, we have a more globalized economy, a globalized relationship among countries. That one impact, one event is somewhere can create ripple effects.
Right. It's like, it spreads like fire or something. Then what is the benefit of becoming a diplomat?
Well, reflecting on the experiences that I've had, it's more of the satisfaction of seeing that you're able to develop better relationships between two countries, or sometimes even one region. Depends on the kind of situation you're in, no? Where there is that mutual benefit, mutual respect that can lead to better progress on both sides. I guess that's really the kind of goal that each diplomat has, which they keep in their hearts at least, something that they can pursue.
Tell us, who appoint ambassadors? Is it our president?
Yes, it's normally the choice of the president. Yes, of course, these nominees are vetted by different sectors, as I said, no? The business sector, the academe, the general public, or sometimes even from the previous experiences that people have had with a particular individual on how this person has performed in the past. That's why you do see a lot of these ambassadors moving from one country to another because they have done well, they get promoted.
Is there like a term of office, like 3 years or 4?
Yes, normally it's, in some countries it's 4 years. I still have to see somebody that's 3 years, no? Three-year term. But mostly 4 years.
Would you say which country has the strongest embassy in your experience?
The strongest embassy is
The two
in terms of what?
Maybe the two power leading countries. Like,
Or maybe, if you put it this
size
way,
of the diplomatic networks.
there's a scale of passports, you know. How strong your passport, it reflects the strength of your government. Di ba?
Yung index.
There's always that index that we all go back to.
Okay.
So I really think that it's more of trying to pursue really, you know, when you look at the strength of each country, while that may be a strength, but other countries, like in the case of Finland, I talk about it.
Yes.
Finland is not really a big country, but it is considered to be the most happiest country in the world.
Yes. Wow.
And yet,
I'd like to be there. I'd like
in
to
terms
be
of
there.
its economy, it's doing very well.
Really? Wow.
Very well, very well.
Despite of inflation and all?
Yes, in fact,
Where do you
there are
attribute that?
opportunities out in Finland now for those that are graduating.
You
It's
guys
something else
listening.
that could be, that you can probably pursue. You check out the website of the Embassy of Finland, try to,
What kind of jobs would that be?
this would be in the
Agriculture,
healthcare,
maybe?
tourism, even manufacturing. And the kind of jobs that they are looking and considering openings for are even in middle management, which is really a big jump from just
Yes.
starting out as an entry position. While there are entry positions that are open, there are those naman na if you are really seasoned enough and you really want to work out there, there will always be an opportunity there. And the reason why is because Finland has encouraged stronger labor migration to help augment the needs of their economy. And given the growth of businesses there, of course, you'll need you'll need the right kind of people to work there. And there are 3 countries that they have selected here in
these
Asia.
are
The Philippines,
Wow, we're part of it.
South Korea, and Vietnam.
South Korea and Vietnam.
So we have a very
Take
good
advantage.
chance. Yes.
Yeah, we have a good chance.
Yeah. And,
Manufacturing, that's what Consul Tony says. And then in healthcare, ang gagaling natin dyan.
Because look at the situation of Finland, you only have 5 million people compared to the Philippines where you have over 100 million.
Right. And are they aging already?
Yes,
So
there
they
is
need
the
healthcare.
concern on aging, also aging populations, not only in Finland, but also elsewhere. It's everywhere, even in Japan.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you consider maybe, they say, the new U.S. Embassy in London, England, aims to be 2 things that are usually mutually exclusive. You think what is the most expensive embassy in the world?
Well, it's always based on your cost of living.
Cost of living, yeah.
Yeah, that's really a main driver there. How much you pay for rents relative to other countries, the cost of food, the cost of staying there, So all of that is really factored in. All of this really translate to hard dollars, especially if you're looking at an economy that's kind of like trying to balance its books. Every cent counts. So
Every cent counts.
you have to be very prudent with the choices that you make. Something that would also not anyway put your country at a disadvantage always, but looking for the right kind of location is important.
So would you say the hardest visa? Tell us what's the hardest visa to get in the world?
The
Now
hardest
they have
visa?
different policies. They keep coming with different, like the U.S. Embassy now has kind of changed their
Well,
application for this.
changes like that are born by also the political changes
Depends.
that are happening in each country. To say that one country has a very difficult visa application, I only see these things as temporary because they change over time.
I remember
Their needs change over time.
Right. I remember, Sir Tony, we used to not pay. It's like gratis when we apply for securing a U.S. visa. But now we pay. Why is that?
Well, it's part of them also trying to streamline their processes, and
There's
of
cost.
course there's also the other cost of running a government. So every point where they can really raise revenue would always be something that would be a positive to them.
Okay.
That's exactly the way things are when governments are organized.
Okay, yeah. We will ask our good Consul Tony what's the oldest embassy in the world. But before he answers that, we have to pause for another break. See you
Si
in a
Miss
while.
Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882. Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakda na oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, tumawag lamang sa hotline number 02-8404-0171 o bisitahin ang www.casinofilipino.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa PAGCOR. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam na matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking oras at salapi para sa sugal sa halip na para sa pamilya? Nababaon ka na ba sa utang at nagbebenta ng mga ari-arian dahil sa pagsusugal? Kung kailangan mo ng tulong o maging ang isang mahal mo sa buhay, may mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at impormasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
Narito na ang Filipino Mirror, ang unang tabloid sa negosyo. Nagtatampok ng mga eksklusibong balita at impormasyon ng pagtatagumpay sa negosyo. Ang tabloid na nagbibigay ng gabay at inspirasyon sa pag-unlad at pag-asenso. Filipino Mirror, naglalaman ng mga nagbabagang balita, napapanahong issue, may init na opinyon at komentaryo. Filipino Mirror, ang unang tabloid sa negosyo. Pinarangalan ng Gawad ng Lao bilang natatanging pahayagan sa 3 magkakasunod na taon at marami pang pagkilala. Kaya bumili na at magbasa ng Filipino Mirror ng umasenso sa pagnenegosyo.
What's up, Pilipinas? What's up, Pilipino? Sana diretso ang araw mo na payapa, tahimik at maunlad. Tara, sali ka na sa programang may usapang pangkapayapaan, usapang pangkaunlaran sa Up Pilipinas. Usapang pangkapayapaan, usapang pangkaunlaran, Pilipinas. Kasali ang lahat sa kwentuhang pambayan. Live na live sa DWIZ Manila. Live din sa Aliw 23 Free TV. At pwedeng i-follow sa lahat ng DWIZ Facebook, YouTube. At pwede ring mapanood sa DWIZ News app. Kasama si retired Brigadier General Jerry Zamudio at ang batikang broadcaster na sina Andy Vital at Emil Carion. Up Pilipinas. Usapang pangkapayapaan, usapang pangkaunlaran, Pilipinas. Tuwing Tuesday to Friday, 7 p.m.
DWIZ. Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Alright, nagbabalik po tayo in our last 12 minutes. I think napakabilis ng ating orasan. Again, we want to know more, but siguro we'll squeeze in everything that we can from our good consul, honorary consul to Finland, no less than his ambassador, I'm sorry, ambassador talaga, Honorable Antonio Esperalta. The hanging question earlier was, what is the oldest embassy in the world, you think?
I believe so. That would be Spain,
Okay.
because
Not Chile, not...
Spain really was the true pioneer behind all this exploration around the world. You know, you had Ferdinand Magellan,
right.
Christopher Columbus, who discovered the United States, and other explorers that have really traveled the high seas, in search for new places. No?
So, okay, if we have like a strong passport, or maybe, how do you say this? The most expensive passport is, they say, the Syrian passport. What is like the cheapest naman, you know, the weakest passport in the world, maybe?
Weakest passport.
Meron bang ganyan? The least powerful, maybe. Afghanistan siguro.
Afghanistan perhaps, or other countries that are lower income thresholds. It's all based according to the economic condition of your country,
Sure.
Your governance among it. No.
Yeah, depends.
Yeah.
Okay, Singapore is, of course, we all know, a high-end country. And it has maintained its top spot na tinatawag, with its passport holders enjoying visa-free access to an impressive 195 destinations worldwide. Ano-ano pa po? What other countries?
Japan.
Japan?
Yeah, Japan. Also, to a certain...
Most allowed passport in the world.
You have the Nordic countries, no, which are Denmark, Finland, Switzerland, Sweden,
Netherlands, maybe.
yes,
The Hague.
Netherlands,
Austria.
as well.
So, the rarest passport, would you know what
The?
are they? The parang napaka
Rare.
the rarest.
The rarest would be perhaps
Malta, maybe.
Malta,
Yeah.
or maybe not even. Would you say Malta?
Unusual eh.
these smaller island countries, no?
Fiji maybe?
Fiji is also one.
Kasali din yan. Ayan. Which country naman has most embassy in the world? Ma-educate natin sila.
Okay. At one time, the Americans were, but the Americans, I hear, are closing down a number of, reducing their diplomatic presence.
Yeah.
No? I would like to think Japan is also one active
Growing.
country. And you can see, I mean, you look at where, even in Burma, at the time when everything was really not stable, but the Japanese were coming in slowly.
Okay.
But I guess it's them really taking a position. The best way to take a position economically in a country is when everything is not set. They're
Why is
already
that?
there. Well, it's kung sa atin pa yan, tawag yan, namomosisyon.
Pumuposition.
Yes. And being there and being seen as a friend that we're here during the tougher times. That explains also why the Japanese have also been very active in areas in Mindanao, even like in the Barm region. You know?
Right. Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, Muslim Mindanao. Right. So what, maybe, can you educate us, the most powerful country in the world, you think?
Right now? China, I think.
Okay.
The U.S. is also there in the mix of things. There are also a groupation of countries, Loli, no? Like the EU.
Yeah, EU.
These are your major country blocks that are out there. In Asia naman, it's Singapore.
Okay.
No? Everybody has looked at Singapore as a very good model for development.
Is there such a thing as a golden passport?
Well, a golden passport.
What does that mean?
Yes, a golden passport gives applicants or those passport holders the advantage of staying in a particular country
For a longer
under a more permanent term, no? As a permanent visa. This is seen to promote investments.
Okay.
There's a minimum.
Right.
Normally,
I remember
it's
one
about,
actress, Bea Alonso.
$250,000.
Oh, okay. You
It's
have
a
to have
pretty
that.
steep cost.
Sure.
Before,
Do we have that here? I think the Philippines
the
also
Philippines
offering
has that,
Anyone who's interested
but
to
it's
stay here, but-
Philippine Retirement Authority is the one that
PRA. Okay.
handles that. No?
So you have the right to stay there permanently
Yeah.
and invest, but there's like a minimum that you were saying earlier. So that's the golden passport. Mainly, or you can like, Santa Mansa saying it's like investment passport.
Yes, it's an investment passport because you have to invest that money elsewhere. There's a guideline that the host government that provides that here are your investment areas where you can invest in.
Okay, talk about diplomatic war again. What country or which country is the best in diplomacy, you think? These are all your opinions.
In my opinion, I guess all countries that I've seen here
Okay.
have been very proactive with the Philippines. From experience, I would say that all of them have been present even at a time when the Philippines would need them, like natural disasters when they
Right.
come. You would see either the EU, Japan,
they're all
the
here,
US
helping
being
out.
present and sending in whatever material, whatever logistical help to help in any calamity,
Right.
be it typhoons, earthquakes,
Any
and the like,
calamity.
volcanic eruptions.
Sure. Disaster-ridden areas. So tell us about the color of our passport. Why is it colored red? Or is that diplomatic color?
Or brown. Well, there must be a reason to it, but I really think that it reflects also our identity as Filipinos.
Okay.
No, we're of brown descent.
Yeah.
We're not Caucasian,
Okay.
except maybe if your parents are Caucasians and you happen to be born in the Philippines, you're an exception.
Right. And then, passport pa rin, what's the most privileged passport? Is there such a thing?
Privileged passport in terms of what?
Yan, Singapore, Japan, you mentioned it, France.
All these passports
Lahat ba?
have one thing in common, they all pay taxes.
Right. Has to.
They all
have
pay
to.
taxes. So there's not really, the kind of benefits that you see is perhaps you can enter other countries without any other visa requirements. The U.S., I've known that to be the case because they travel around with very minimal requirements. Japan also, Singapore is also in that same category.
Right.
So if you look at the strength of a passport, it's your acceptability.
Acceptability.
And of course,
So-
your reputation.
Reputation, acceptability, you talk about that. So how strong is a Philippine passport?
I will say, looking at the brighter side of it, the Philippines has evolved to be getting there. No? So it's something else that is a process. I mean, I'm not saying that all countries would welcome us. They will still require us to fill in the form for our visas and all. But one thing I can say is that, like in the case of what we see in Mindanao right now, the interest of a place with the foreign community is often gauged by the number of diplomats, offices that they have, be it formal office representing their embassy or their honorary consulates that are out there. So, like in the case of Mindanao, that's say a lot of things.
Right. Imagine, you blossomed. There's like 4 already.
Yeah. Well, we have another one coming
Right.
in,
What is it?
Romania.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's all the time we have. But don't worry. We'll talk about other issues when our good Consul Tony Peralta comes back, maybe for the Finland and the Philippine-Finland relationship. Because it's tomorrow that's going to be the event coming up tomorrow. But give us like a 60-seconder. What's your message to our newly graduates who would really be interested?
My message to our new graduates would be one to always pursue your dreams. While it may look like a general statement, but you alone would know what your dreams are, what you really want to be. And never be deterred by the kind of things that can limit you. Because these limitations that we all have also offer opportunities to become better.
Sure.
So, as I've traveled through this life, I've seen really how things can change at the snap of a finger.
Click.
And it's always the ability of being able to be ready and to accept your own limitations, but at the same time, aspiring to do better.
Right. Well, that's a mouthful. We will again thank everyone for joining us. And syempre, ang ating technical, Sir Wiwan nandyan, Sir Alex and Sir Ricky, tama ba? And again, this is Loli Rivera Acosta. Watch out for our next episode of Entrepreneurs and Envoys and Diplomats. Bye!
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng